Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Prove it.
What?
Prove it. Prove the God thing.
Why would I prove this shit, bro?
It's an exercise in logic.
It's not. God ain't real, bro. This is all a fucking shit made up to build that fucking system so people can behave.
So
And
you're
it's an
saying you
easy
can't
way to
prove?
control them. Of course, bro, because there's no fucking legal way to prove this shit.
Then I
It's
win.
just
Get
some
wrecked,
fucking
nerd.
bullshit.
And why can't you prove it, man? Like, what's wrong with you?
Why would I?
Just because, like I said, it's an exercise in logic.
Yeah, but like there is no way to fucking prove it because this shit is just made
Bro,
only
it's
to.
super trivial, man. What are you talking about?
Nah, don't tell me that you believe in fucking God, bro.
What? No, well, I mean, there are God things out there. Like, there are people who have said, "Hey, you see this thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I see it." And they were like,
Yeah,
"That's God."
if I was on a fucking mushrooms, bro, I would have said that I've seen God like 5 times at least.
No, I just mean like regular shit, dude.
Nah, that's just some fucking schizo bullshit, bro, honestly.
No, they seem like normal people.
They seem. That's the key point.
Everybody seems like normal people until they seem like crazy people.
Okay. What's normal? What do you
Just,
think is normal?
like not freaking out and having a schizo attack, like you said.
You don't have to have a schizo attack to be a
No, that's
schizo.
what you said. You said they're probably schizo, and I was like, no, they seemed like they were normal track, man. Track. Just keep in mind what you said.
And they're just a fucking mass, easy to control. Like they're part of the mass, that's easy to control.
Do you hear what I'm saying though? Like you're spurring out over words I'm not said. So just spurring out over the words I say.
But like, why would I? No, because like, why would I fucking?
Because I was trying to tell you it's a trivial task to prove the existence of a thing. And
But why would I prove it, bro? Like, what is the reason? Why should I prove it, bro? Like, this is just some bullshit.
So that you don't look stupid, I guess. I don't know. It's an
God is
exercise
not real.
of
What are
logic.
you talking about?
Hey, man. Hey, Oni. Start letting
Yo,
me
what's up?
finish. Start letting me finish my statements, man.
All right, my bad.
We're not on TikTok. We got all day. So all I'm saying is it's a trivial task, man. Do you know what the task is? How to prove a God thing? Do you know what the monkeys do?
No, I don't.
So the trick is you just call a thing a god. That's it. That's all the monkeys are doing, dude. Name a monkey that didn't do that.
George.
Well, he's a fictitious character. You would have to go to the author, and then he's just the authorship of a fictitious character. This isn't the same thing. We're talking about an entity.
Is he actually?
Well, I mean, both of the Georges I think you might be referencing.
Okay, what about Harambe?
I don't know about that one, dude. All I'm trying to do is get you to understand how trivial it is to prove a God thing. That way you don't make it seem
God
like
is bullshit, bro. What are you talking about? Like, God is bullshit. Like, there's not a creature that.
Well, there you go. You said it right there. If it's
but like,
bullshit, it should be
before.
Easy. Yeah, but it should be easy to do. What you're saying, you're saying you're struggling at being able to do it, but it's a trivial task. It's like if I
But like, you want me to explain you how the fucking whole God shit works, or like?
No, I'm not asking that. That's too much. It's trivial. Remember, it's like if I ask you, can you shit your pants? Can you shit your pants? Can you do that?
I can, bro.
You can, but you're not gonna, right?
I mean, yeah. I can, but I'm not gonna, yeah.
Right. This is the same thing. Can you cognitively shit your pants?
You want me to fucking gaslight you into believing in God?
No, you don't got to do that. Just understand what the task is and then perform the task, which is just call a thing a god. That's the task.
You're God, bro. I'm God. Every single one of us is God.
You could say that, yeah, if you wanted to. It would be like you could shit your pants this way if you wanted to. You're like, look, I'm shitting my pants upside down. Yeah, you could do that upside down, I guess. But you're not gonna, right?
Bro, have you done any fentanyl recently?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever done, or like right now, have you recently done any fentanyl?
I don't know what this last word you're using is.
Nah, you're a big liar. You live in America and you don't know what fentanyl is. Nah, not Dawn Mental, fucking fentanyl.
Fentanyl?
Yeah. Fentanyl, no. I don't know how to. You haven't done it.
Drugs, dude.
Shit, that's kind of hard to believe, bro.
I don't. I smoke weed, but that's not really a drug.
I mean, it is still something that basically changes your mindset, changes the way you think for a
Yeah,
couple
so
of
does
minutes.
coffee. You want to count that as a drug, then fine, we'll throw it
No,
out.
it's coffee doesn't change the way you think. Coffee only
Yeah, it
changes the way
does.
you feel. It does not.
It makes it easier to think, which is changing the way you think. You know what
Not
coffee
really.
does, right? You know what it does?
Not really.
You know what
I don't
caffeine
think you
does?
can. Yeah, I know it wakes you up, but like still.
No, I mean actually biophysically, the pharmacokinetics of it.
Right, go on, tell me.
It lowers action potential threshold, so it makes it easier for a neuron to fire.
I haven't knew about it. That's actually a cool fact, honestly.
That's why you feel like it's waking you up, because it's just making it easier for you to think, basically.
Wow, bro.
All right, nerd.
This guy, man, he's
Let's go prove it.
what?
Prove the God thing.
Dude, I'm not even arguing with him, man. I'm arguing with this guy, but like he's just like he kicked me from the chat. I was saying he was
All
Sorry,
right,
I
man.
was just
Life is about getting back up. Let's go, Soup. Prove it. Soup. Soupy poop. Soupy poop. Poop soup. Soup, 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 soup. Soup. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you're not going to talk, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We're in here to have a conversation. And if you're incapable of doing that, I'm going to have to ask you to get on out of here.
Hello?
All right, Jacob, let's go. Prove it.
Prove that God isn't real. Is that the question?
Wait, read that again.
Oh, God ain't real. Prove me wrong. So
Correct.
you're an atheist, I presume.
No, atheism's retarded.
But you don't believe in God.
It depends on what you mean by God. And it depends on what you mean by in.
By it. Is that what
In?
you said?
Well, see, we often don't finish the statement. We say we believe in God or we don't believe in God. But what that's just a truncated form of saying we believe in the existence or deny the existence. That's so in is reference to existence when we say believe in or disbelieve in.
Yeah.
And so there are many God things proposed to me that do exist and many that don't exist.
So I think it would make more sense to start from a point of like consciousness or experience.
Why?
Do you think? Because I think like this is the starting point of like saying that you believe in a certain God, for example, is
That's not the
that's a
starting
big
point.
leap.
That's like what starting point are you referring to as consciousness as the starting point of what?
Well, do you think that everything that exists in this world is what do you think about that? Do you have if I may use the word, like, do you have some sort of like ontological position of the fundamental reality of the world? For example, do you think that everything that exists is physical or materialistic?
I don't know what it's called, but it's my own expression. I say that I've learned to identify the shape of a banana, and I'm pretty sure what's inside of a coconut. Beyond that, I have no idea. Where I'm just on a mud ball flying through space. That's what I would say I know. But I can interact well in physics and philosophy. But that's just nerd speak.
Okay. Yeah, but I think all of this is like nerd speak. It's philosophy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's nerd
do you
speak.
think it is? But do you think like everything that exists is reducible to like atoms and quarks and whatnot? Like,
well, I mean,
material.
current cutting edge of modern cosmology and quantum mechanics is that everything is made out of fundamental fields.
Yeah.
But
okay, is that like a physicalist like worldview?
I think physicalism is a a working pragmatic approach at understanding reality. Yeah.
I agree.
Because all
So,
physicalism
and-
is really referencing is that which we measure, and by measure it would be observe.
Absurd. Is that what you said?
Observe. Like science
Observe,
can be incredibly simple or incredibly complex. Like you could
Yes.
do a science experiment by saying if I smash that bug with my foot, it will die. Then you could smash it, and that's science. It can be that primitive, right? Or you could say that that bug is made out of quantum fluctuations or some shit like that, right? And then, get all nerdy.
Yeah.
Hyper nerdy.
So actually, I'm when it comes to the topic of whether or not God exists, I'm actually a bit agnostic, but I'm more leaning towards the existence of a God.
Well,
And of
I
course,
wouldn't
that
argue.
means
I wouldn't argue agnosticism because it's kind of dead on arrival, and you actually are aware of gods. To say that you're agnostic is not true. You've been introduced. It's just your confidence level is really what you're dealing with there. Is like you're not confident that you understand what gods are. But you gotta recognize bad evidence for what it is. Bad evidence is evidence. It's a type of evidence. But it doesn't lead you to conclude about God's ontology and epistemologies that would reference God. It just should indicate to you that your data set is about poor monkey reasoning, right? Not that God does or doesn't exist. You would conclude about monkey reasoning.
I think the issue for me is that there is no like when I think about data set, I think about science and empiricism, and
No, you
that
have your
has a lot of
peers, your
merit.
neighbors and friends. They're all telling you about God's history, has told us about God's and what it is and why we believe these things. You are introduced to a body of information that covers the God topic. So agnosticism is sort of a misnomer. What you're really at agnosticism is because you don't feel like you want a burden of proof. And agnosticism seems to absolve you of a burden of proof unless you're like careful, right? If you're real careful, there's two claims that agnosticism is making. The one I'm talking about right now is the first prong, which is just an absence of knowledge. But if I was to tell you God is, and then you were to push back and say, no, that's not God, that wouldn't be coming from a position of agnosticism. It would be coming from Gnostic. It would be a Gnostic proposition for you to give pushback. To tell me that a thing is not something is pushback, and it indicates to me that you know the proposition God, such that you can reason the one that I'm proposing is not, right? Like, so if I say a pile of dog shit is God, and you're not convinced, and you're feeling a sense that that's inconsistent with the ones that you've been introduced with, say like Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, all these people, that's the type of knowledge that I'm talking about. Now, I would conclude that that knowledge is real knowledge on how monkeys interact with one another and build religions. And so that is a data set. But what I'm saying is it's a really bad data set. But you should remember that, because I would conclude that all the information I've ever been given on the topic of the God thing is dog shit, right? But I wouldn't say that that allows me to conclude that cosmic entities and shit are dumb and not real or any of that shit, because that's a category error. What I'm really not confident in is the behaviors and beliefs and philosophies that these monkeys are using, right? That's what my ontology references as human linguistics and communication. It doesn't reference whether God's real or not. I don't care if God's real or not. It's irrelevant to my philosophy. I have a valid epistemic model here, and it's capable of surviving interactions with theists, atheists, agnostics, deists, you name it. Any philosophy on the topic of the God thing is going to run inferior to Igtheism, because the actual problem in our society is a linguistic problem. It's not an ontological problem. There's an ontology, and that's humans and their behaviors, their proclivities to believe in things. That's what's real. What they're believing in is what weeds you theists and atheists and all the orbiting philosophies are stuck in that weed, right? I'm dealing with what's actual, and that's human behavior.
So you have your own opinion or presumption of the model of the world, and you're very steadfast and believe that. to be
Well,
true.
Igtheism, yeah, I think Igtheism is the only valid position to take on the topic of the God thing. I don't think there's any other valid epistemic model you can employ other than Igtheism to analyze the God topic. Not atheism. Like I said, atheism's dumb in my model. When I look at atheism, it's pathetic in my model. Atheism is everything atheists argue atheism is in my model, right? So it's non-serious, non-position.
But you take your model for truth, no? Like you
Yeah,
believe
well,
that your model is the fact.
I say it's a valid epistemic model, so it works.
That's, to me, that sounds so weird that you have like a valid method of epistemologic.
Yeah. So
like I get it, like in a debate sort of setting, but when you're actually trying to find the truth, that seems like really bad.
no, it's the best. It's actually, you've got your operation backwards. In a debate, you're not really dealing with each other's epistemic.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm not trying to debate. I'm trying to find the truth.
I'm not debating. I rarely ever genuinely debate. I think debate's a waste of time. I'm conversing with you and trying to inculcate your brain with the new epistemic model. So I am manipulating your brain. I admit it, right? But I'm manipulating it with facts and truth. You can analyze everything that I'm saying. Like you can look up.
But you realize, like, I agree. You're super interesting. But when you speak like this and you portray it like this, like you say that you are trying to like get it into my brain.
Yeah.
That your model is correct.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying.
So
to
you already have
you.
like a position. You already have like a position that your model of the worldview.
No,
is
not
correct.
the worldview. This is not Igtheism's not a worldview. It's a philosophy.
No, I'm not saying atheism. I'm not saying
No,
atheism, but your model of epistemological.
I'm not saying ignosticism. There's two ways to say what my philosophy is. Ig with an I, ig, I-G, igtheism, or ignosticism. It's under irreligion, but it's not atheism. So I'm not a religious person, but I have a valid epistemic model to analyze God.
I'm curious. What do you think that everything that the world is made up of? Do you think that is like purely materialistic or physical?
Well, I don't
Does that
know
make
what
sense that I
everything
asked you
is,
that
Jacob.
question?
I told you I know what the shape of a banana is and what's probably inside of a coconut. You're asking me about quantum mechanics. Jacob,
No.
I'm not a quantum physicist. I can only cite nerds.
No, I'm not asking you about
really
quantum mechanics.
But that's all I could do. I could just cite nerds.
I get that. And I'm sorry if I like repeat myself, but my question is like very fundamental. I'm asking like, what do you think that for example, like consciousness? Do you think it's ontologically like physical? Do you think it's dualist?
Well, it's a process your brain's doing, like thermoregulation.
But do you think there is one substance in the world that exists, or do you think there are two substances?
I don't know, Jacob. My epistemic model begins with very primitive thoughts. You're asking me something that I don't know. I don't know what all things are, Jacob.
I think that's a great answer to not know, but
well,
I think also
like
it's
3 times
like very...
that way. I just don't know what all things are, so I can't attest to that. Bananas and coconuts, I know what those are. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But but the issue is that this is like the fundamental question of
no,
like,
it's not.
This is the starting point.
Fundamental is that you are an animal, you're a primate, you're a ground monkey on a mud ball, right? That's fundamental. We're grunting at each other in monkey right now. If you can understand
but
what I'm asking,
yeah, but like what I'm saying is like when you talk to me right now and how you experience the world in this exact moment when you're talking to me and trying to explain things
basically
to me.
What you're doing, yeah. You're my second presupposition. I'm my
first
presupposition.
But you are, but do I agree? Like you are yourself. You have your own experience of the world.
I'm me, yeah.
And
you're you.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we missing though? We're missing something. I'm me, you're you. What are we missing?
The question is, what does that mean?
Yeah, engage with this. There's three things we should be able to come to an agreement on. There's me, you, and what's the third?
You tell me.
Us. The shared interrelated experience. That's how you can fact check me and I can fact check you. I can learn more about my experience from your vantage. You can inform
Yeah, but
me
what
about
what
stuff.
what does that contain? Like, what does that contain
We,
if we try to
science,
reduce it?
philosophy. That's what it contains. You and me, the we, us, that's science, and that's the shoulders of giants. You by yourself, you're a dumb shit. Me by myself, I'm a dumb shit. Together,
but do you
we
think?
have epistemics and models of explanatory power.
But
Together.
do you think, like, for example, if I were to ask you about your specific experience of heartbreak or some sort of conversation with your mother, do you think like I could unfold your brain and pinpoint an exact moment in that neuron?
Theoretically,
that
yeah.
Specifically, you think so? Really?
Theoretically, yeah.
Okay. Well, then you sound like a physicalist.
Have you ever?
There's something wrong about that.
Matter.
But
Like, I'm not objecting to physical.
no, but it's
Jacob,
crucial. It
Jacob,
really
hang on.
is.
Jacob, hang on. I'm not objecting to physical. It's that your question's a compound question. I am a physicalist, but you are asking me about everything. I am only able to interact physically, right? I cannot presume that everything is physical. I can only presume that everything I would interact with is physical. So you're asking a compound question. You're saying, are you a physicalist? And then account for everything. Well, I'm a scientific fallibilist also. So I can't do that, nor would I even try. So try to understand that distinction, bro. Kind of getting frustrated.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And I totally respect your position. And I actually appreciate a lot that you are uncertain about certain things. But
well, I'm a fallibilist.
I think that,
I'm a specific kind of fallibilist that would say that the only reason I believe anything is true is because I'm too stupid to figure out how it's wrong.
Yeah,
the moment I can do that, it's false. I don't care what's true. I just care to derive truth. Whatever comes out of the equation, I don't give a fuck. Whatever drops out, drops out.
the thing
Right?
is, like, I'm a scientist, and for me, it's like, and this has been quite like the hard problem of consciousness. It's like a big
there is
topic
no hard
in
problem of
philosophy.
consciousness. You've been gaslit. Like, have you ever heard of the hard problem of digestion?
What brother? Do you know what the hard problem of consciousness is?
Do you know what the hard problem of digestion is? It's tethered. You said this earlier, and you were saying that consciousness is like foundational or beginning. I don't want to misrepresent you. And I said, are you sure about that? I don't think so. I don't think that consciousness is even remotely at the base or basal layer of experience. So I would epistemically and foundationally push back on a claim like that.
Okay, that's fine, but it's actually a real thing. Like, this is an actual topic.
Yeah,
like
I'm not saying it's not. I understand, and I think it's a misconception. Like I was saying, do you know what the hard problem of digestion is? Have you ever heard of that? No.
No, what is that? I've never heard about it.
Well, what's consciousness? What is consciousness made of? Think about it. Like, how do you consciousness? What is that? It's neural activity, right? But what is neural activity? Neural activity.
No, but it's not though. That's the thing. Like, it's not.
What? Hold on, I can't do this. If you're gonna say that there's like magic involved, I have to extricate myself from the conversation like immediately. I can't do it. Like, I can't engage on magic, bro. If you think there's anything magical at all at any level, I just can't engage that way. Consciousness is obviously a physical entity. It's in physical reality, bro. So you just best off to understand it physically. And if you can't, then don't, right? You don't pretend, don't wizard that shit or spirit some stuff in there. Consciousness is food, bro. Why do you eat? What are you eating for? This is why I said, what is the hard problem of digestion? Is that how our food turns into thought. How does that happen? When I eat a Snickers bar, that is packaged pre-thought, right? Because what I'm going to do is chemically masticate it, right? I'm going to physically masticate it, and then I'm going to put salivary amylase on it to break down all that sugar. And then I'm going to transport all that sugar straight to my fucking brain, where a metric fuck ton of mitochondria are just waiting to rip all that shit apart and start making adenosine triphosphate for neural activity, right? So the hard problem of consciousness is solved by the hard problem of digestion. There is no problem of consciousness because consciousness isn't a distinct thing. It's of a member of set of neural activity and bodily functions that begins at the mouth, transits to the brain and ends at the anus.
I mean, I think your position is totally defendable and you make a lot of sense, but I think you underestimate how philosophically problematic this issue is.
No, I just butt fuck philosophers with my philosophy, dude. I just showed you that the hard problem of consciousness is a misdirection. There is no consciousness. Have you heard of Loki's wager? Do you like philosophers? Have you heard of Loki's wager?
Yes, but I'm not familiar. Enlighten me.
Loki made a bet with some dwarves to like do some shit. I forget exactly what, and he lost the bet. And so the dwarves came to collect his head. And Loki warned them. He said, "You have right to my head, but you have no right to any bit of my neck." And the dwarves deliberated real hard to try to find the line between his head and his neck. And since they couldn't distinguish between the two and they didn't have a right to any of his neck, they let him keep his head, right? He couldn't collect on his bet. So it's to say that there are no real distinctions here. We like to talk about the convention of objects in this form, like biophysical objects like consciousness. But consciousness is an ongoing set of activities, right? It's not a thing. It is a bunch of stuff going on in the brain that goes all the way down to the toe. Your consciousness is part of your toe. Touch your toe. You will be consciously aware.
Can I just say, because the reason why I'm asking you this and why I'm so interested, and I'm not trying to come from a point of like authority or anything, but I actually did my master's degree in psychology with a specialization in cognitive neuroscience, and my thesis was about consciousness. So, and after all of that, so I'm a very scientific.
Co-sign everything that I'm saying right now.
No, but the thing is, like, I'm a very scientific person, and I truly believe in science. But having studied it, to me, it's very clear that this is not.
Bro,
like
I swear, if you
answer.
Start with the foundation of I'm a cognitive neuroscientist, and then you conclude any measurable amount of magic in there, I'm banning you. That's what's happening, Jacob. That's what's going to happen.
What do you mean? Brother, it's not magic. I'm not saying that God
100%, dude. I'm literally about to ban you. If you're going to gaslight me and be like, I'm a cognitive neuroscientist, and then stand on that platform to gaslight me into magic, I will fucking ban you. Fuck you, dude, at that point. Like, Jacob, don't do it, dude. We're having a good conversation, I swear. One little fucking drop of gaslighting.
brother, it's not magic. It's just saying that
it's 100% magic. It's entirely physical, and it's all explained by neurochemistry.
Oh, Anti-Nerd, may I interrupt the conversation? I want to ask you a question.
Hang on. I want to make sure this asshole's not going to bring magic into the conversation. Because
why are you calling me an asshole?
Because you're trying to bring magic into the conversation.
It's not magic, bro.
It's fucking magic, bro.
It's just like a separation
between... Put it on a fucking
between...
scale and show me a picture of it, Jacob. Otherwise, shut the fuck up about
it. Bro, you're so funny.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do it. I can't do it, Jacob. I can't entertain magic.
It's not magic, bro. Oh my
God. If
God.
it's non-physical and you're talking about it, it's fucking magic.
It's a non-physical
then get
idea.
Fucked, dude. Go fuck yourself. I don't care about your non-physical magical bullshit, Jacob.
I love it. Okay, I'm sorry. But people do believe that there is...
People believe that eating fucking donkey asshole is good, Jacob. I don't care what people believe. I care what you believe, and you believe in fucking magic. Why do you believe in magic, Jacob?
I think there is a point to be made that what you call magic might be real.
I think that, Jacob, you're conflating magic with mystery. Just because we can't explain every single property of matter does not mean that there is spirit behind it, right? It's still, at the end of the day, physical. It's still, at the end of the day, a bunch of neurons. We still don't know how it works, but it doesn't make it magic, right?
I think the problem is how it works.
The problem is...
That's what I wanted to ask you, Anti-Nerd. So, sorry, Jacob, for interrupting. That's what I wanted to ask you. So the mystery behind consciousness, there's this big problem. Have you heard of the Leibniz law?
I'm not a nerd, dude, so probably not.
Yeah, well, the Leibniz law is a very...
Like, I might have heard of it, but not by that name.
Yeah. Well, it essentially postulates that if you have the same matter, it has to act in the same way. Like, if you, for example, have, I don't know, waves, they have to act like waves. Well, the problem is that we have a ton of brains out there in the nature from animals that have larger brains than us, and they don't have consciousness. Now, that doesn't imply spirits.
What
It just
animal
simply means
doesn't have consciousness?
What does that mean? Like they don't have consciousness?
Yeah,
what is
what
your
animals
definition
do?
of consciousness? This?
As far as I know,
Well, you gotta
every
be
animal
self-aware,
has
right?
some degree.
Doesn't
Aware of
include
yourself.
the
Like when you
ability-
say that they don't have
So-
consciousness, what do you mean by consciousness then?
Well, consciousness does have to include the element of self-awareness, right?
To a degree, yeah, but you're getting into sapience and shit, dude. When you're talking about cognitive self-awareness, that's more into higher cognitive states than just consciousness. Because you have consciousness and unconsciousness, right? That's very simple.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, because I wanted to say this for a long time, like just imagine your own life. Like consciousness is, to me, that is like a phenomenal or personal subjective experience. So when you, for example, talk to your mother or your close father or a friend or whatever, that is a certain type of like feeling that you have, or maybe you've experienced like love break or
Yeah.
heartbreak, that sort of thing. To have that sort of like specific subjective experience reduced to neurons in the brain, to most people that doesn't really make sense.
I don't give a
And when
shit.
we
Dude.
study
It makes
the brain,
perfect sense.
Well,
dude.
to most people, it doesn't make sense that we have evolved.
Dude, have you heard of thermoregulation done by the hypothalamus? You can make the same
Yeah, but like-
fucking argument, dude. How is my brain, my hypothalamus, regulating the temperature of the blood in my toe? It's complicating, Jacob.
it is complicated, but I would like to say, like, if you actually study this and you look at it, scientists are like
Yeah, I
straying
have
away
studied
or
it,
going.
Jacob, and I don't remember.
I know that you
magic
have. I
being
know
one
that
of
you
my
have.
lesson plans.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
not.
there's no
I'm
need
not
for
trying to
magic
belittle
being.
you in any way, but this is a very huge topic within science.
No, in
and consciousness
philosophy, not
research.
in science.
No, in philosophy, not in science. Yep, exactly.
It is in
In
science, like
it's
the
pretty
biggest
nailed fucking down,
scientist.
dude. You ever heard of an
No, there-
anesthesiologist? Like, fuck your philosopher. Have you heard of an anesthesiologist? Okay, because
Yes,
that's
I
an
actually-
expert. That's a big paid motherfucker right there for consciousness. That's their primary job is consciousness.
Oh man,
only problem that I have is
I
that
think I think you guys should just like do a simple Google search about this, because there
No,
are.
I think what
scientists
you need to
and-
do is prove magic, and then I'll entertain it, Jacob. But I'm just going to be a condescending fucking prick every time you try to inject magic. I'm anti-magic.
And that's fine, but you have to like realize that this is like a proper issue.
No,
in
you have to
science.
demonstrate magic.
Jacob, you're conflating not understanding consciousness through science. We still don't understand many aspects of it, and you're conflating that with magic. You believe that there is magic behind it. It isn't. It's just that we don't understand it yet.
Don't say that I believe certain things when I've never said it. I don't believe in magic.
By the way, I'm also confused about consciousness. There are some parts that are very mysterious that I don't know how they work. I mean, for example,
brother, I
according to the-
actually I agree with both of what you guys are saying. Like I totally agree. But I have studied this stuff for years.
Okay, here's what I
so
find-
what?
like I have
no
some
one
sort of
cares.
like.
There's not a single bit of
Yeah, but
neurocognitive.
you guys are
Jacob,
simplifying
Jacob,
it
Jacob,
a lot. You're
Jacob,
simplifying
Jacob,
it when it's a very complex.
Jacob, there's not a single bit of neurocognitive science that suggests that consciousness is anything other than part of physical substance, physical reality. Nothing in neurocognitive science anywhere, Jacob. Not a fucking paper one.
You are totally correct, but the issue is that they don't answer the question. They don't answer
That's
the
a
hard question of what-
philosophical question.
It is. You're right. It is. It is.
Right.
I just
Cognitive
want,
neuroscience does not have a hard problem of consciousness. An anesthesiologist
Yes, it
has
does.
a hard problem of consciousness because if you become conscious while they're sedating you, their shit is fucked. So they have a hard problem of consciousness, but philosophers have a hard problem of consciousness because they're fucking morons, right? Scientists don't have this problem. And you know what a scientist is, Jacob? It's a philosopher. So there's a philosophy of consciousness that isn't dog shit.
No,
Yeah.
a scientist lives within an empirical
They're
bubble.
philosophers.
reality.
They follow methodological naturalism. They're philosophers. Scientists
Exactly. So they
are
have their own
philosophers.
presumption of what is the world.
Yeah,
And
they're
I will
philosophers.
say, like,
They have a philosophy of neurocognitive science, and it explains consciousness. So if you're looking for a philosophy that explains consciousness,
Brother, it
adopt
doesn't.
science. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's literally practiced in every fucking hospital in the United States and world.
I mean,
The
I
only
agree.
problem
Like,
that may lie in the heart of the problem of consciousness is that we haven't decoded it yet through a prism of science. At least not. We still don't understand some aspects of it.
You
But
can
it
say
doesn't
that
imply,
about
again,
any
that it's
aspect
magical.
of science.
Yeah, I mean, we don't understand how gravity works. I mean, we have,
No,
we only know.
you can say the hard problem of fucking lemon juice and come up with some fucking bullshit rhetoric
Yeah.
to talk about some non-existent problem. There's no problem with
I think,
consciousness.
but the thing
Well,
is,
let me just finish
if
this,
I-
Jacob. So the only thing that I find very confusing about consciousness, again, I'm not implying magic here. I believe that this will be explained certainly within a couple of decades. The problem is that Leibniz law says that if you have the exact same things, they gotta have same properties. And we have animals in the animal kingdom that have larger brains than us, and they have like 2 or 3 times the amount of neurons, and they don't display the same amount of consciousness.
So what?
That's what I found
It's
problematic.
irrelevant. When you look at
it's,
neuroscience,
I can, if you might, if I can,
it's not
if I
just
can
about. Geez, shut
answer his
up.
question.
It's not
Wait,
just
let the
about.
empty nerd finish.
It's not just about a number of neurons. Look at birds, for example. Birds are capable of doing highly advanced intellectual processes, but they have really, really tiny undermasked brains. So neurocognitive science has shown that bird brains are actually highly evolved brains. If our brains were bird brains, bro, we'd be like 20,000 IQ and shit, right? Birds are capable of doing really cool shit with their tiny little brains.
Yeah.
So it's not just the number
But I
of
want
neurons.
to, answer his question.
It's about how those neurons are arranged and the structures that take tasks. So we have specific neocortical functions that run in tandem with a lot of other functions that we have that tie into a more primitive aspect, like linguistics. Linguistics is a bridge between cognition and metacognition. It's not just number of neurons. And that guy's a lying sack of shit. This fucking retard is not in fucking neuroscience. He's a fucking lying, gaslighting sack of shit, Jacob. Swear to shit, dude. If you think I buy a fucking word you're saying, dude, like, you're just a gaslight piece of shit. Yeah, well, I do, and I'm not sorry I feel that way.
I'm truly not gaslighting. I'm a legit person.
Yeah, well, then you need to get more legit, dude, because you're citing fucking magic on a science topic. You're unaware that science is a philosophy and that scientists are philosophers, and that the best fucking philosophy on cognition and consciousness is science. Just like agriculture, fucking writing, fucking anything, dude. The best philosophy is science. Science is the granddaddy philosophy that butt fucks them all, because anything can be science, Jacob. Everything you interact with is part of science. So you philosophers and your stupid hard problem of consciousness are just wasting everybody's time bloviating about being a magic spirit creature. You're not. You're a ground monkey on a mud ball. Like, that's just crazy. You know, let's just assume this dude is a scientist. He's a big brain scientist. Because I know that there's scientists out there that believe in fucking magic. They're like Ken Miller. He's one of my favorite scientists. He's a Catholic. But, you know, he did a lot of good work back in the day. But I like him, and I use him a lot. Because, dude, look, you don't get to fucking talk science and then just slide in magic. That just frame shifts the whole conversation. We're not talking about science now. We're talking about your fucking magic, right? And if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to frame shift from science to your magic fucking dualism bullshit or whatever nonsense you were about to spew, and then just don't even have the conversation with me, because I can't do it. I can't flip-flop back and forth in a conversation with someone about science and magic. I just can't fucking do it. You pick one or the other. You want to talk to me about wizards? Fine, we'll talk about wizards. We'll cast spells and shit. Fucking roll initiative, motherfucker. But I'm not going to sit here and conflate science and magic because you want to talk about consciousness and try to squeeze an itch into my brain with this fucking bullshit, dude. You manipulative sacks of shit, dude. Like, at least when I, like, lie to people, I tell them the truth, right? When I gaslight people, it's for the better, right? And it's with facts. It's not the reason I say I even gaslight is because the people I'm talking to, they see me as a gaslighter. Like everything that I'm fucking saying is like a lie in their worldview until they start hearing it. And then it's like, ah, shit, that actually isn't gaslighting. All right, bud,
What's
let's
up,
go
folks?
prove it.
Prove what?
Prove you have situational awareness. Start with that.
No, I'm in a room right now. I got a lamp, and a book. 3 books next to me. So, yeah.
Keep going. You're almost there.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I'm in a Discord call. Almost forgot that one.
There you go. Are you gonna prove it, dude?
Prove what?
What do you think, man?
That God is real?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
See, I don't know if I could do that.
So you're saying you can't prove it?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think anybody could prove it.
Well, then I win. Get wrecked, nerd. Now, why can't you prove it?
Why can't you prove it? Because you can't prove that deism is true or false.
What are you talking about?
Deism, like the great clock theory where God.
Well, I know what deism is. Deism
Hold
would
on.
be a non sequitur.
Hold on, my internet. Well, yeah, but I mean, you can't prove that God does or doesn't exist if
Well,
deism
would be a
is
non
truly the
sequitur,
case.
though. Deism would be a
How
non
would
sequitur.
would it?
Do you have access to the ontology?
No, I don't have access to anything.
Well, then your claim is a non sequitur.
All right. Well, there's no way to prove that he does exist or that he doesn't.
Well, that's self refuting, though. It's a double negation, basically, is what you're saying. Break down the sentence. There's no way to prove nor disprove. So there's no way to prove. That's a negation. There's no way to prove, right? That's a negation. Yeah. Nor disprove. That's also a negation. So we're saying there's no way to negate or negate. Why are we saying this? Why are we saying that there's no way to negate or negate something?
Hold on, you connected to my mom's car.
Hi, Mom.
Could you repeat?
Is she hot?
Yeah, you connected to my mom's car.
How old is she?
Like 90.
She's not 90, dude. She sounds like she's like 40.
Oh, you heard her?
No.
Oh.
I can hear you, though.
Oh, that's a good deduction. That's really good. Anyway, what were you saying before that? Before you connected to my mom's car?
I was saying it's a non sequitur.
I thought you said it's like a double negative.
Oh, that part. Yeah, you're saying you can't prove, so that's a negative, or nor disprove, and that's a negative. So we're literally saying we can't negate nor negate God's existence. That's retarded. We gotta fix this.
What?
Yeah, we gotta fix it. I fixed it, right? Because you guys are stuck in the mud that neither one of you dipshits can prove your position. Right.
Well, so listen, I don't really have a position on it.
I'm saying atheist versus theist, right? That camp, the atheist versus theist camp, both of them are saying I can't prove my shit. That's why it comes off like that we can't prove nor disprove. They're both saying we can't affirm our negations. That's what they're saying. But I could do what you do is you pick and you make it an or statement, right? So you can say I can prove or disprove God. That's how you fix it.
Oh. Sorry, I used the wrong word. But we can't prove or disprove God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a negative, though. I'm saying you can prove or disprove. That's a positive versus a negative.
But you can't prove it.
I fixed it, though. I can do that. Igtheism is the path to that. So I can either prove or disprove. I can do either one, whichever one you want me to do.
No, but you can't.
Yeah, I can. That's why I make fun of people that can't do it. When they say they can't do it, I know they're tarded. I need to detard them.
No, but you can't do it.
I do it all the time, dude.
Yeah, but there's no way to disprove it.
Are you stuck in a loop, dude?
Hold on. Is it the Christian God?
I haven't asserted any gods yet. I've just said that I can prove a God or I can disprove a God.
But you can do both?
Yes.
Why?
Because my brain works, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying for the people that are going around saying you can't prove nor disprove a God, that's an idiotic statement. That right there tells you there's a problem with the whole fucking thing. If that's what people are saying, then there's a problem. Because
I disagree with the premise.
What do you disagree with?
I don't think God is a thing that you can or can't prove.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that. Maybe the thing in your brain is something that's constructed that you can't prove it. I can grant you that this idea of God that you have in your head right now, the one you like so much that you've held on to this idea of God, and it's taking
I don't
up
believe in
special
God.
space. Well, obviously you do. You're holding on
Do
to
I?
it in your brain. Yeah, you've got all these premises about it. You're telling me about a thing you
Okay.
don't even believe in that it can't be proven.
Thank you for telling me my
concept.
position.
But
Thank
that's
you
a
so much.
nonsensical concept, though. You get that, right? You're telling me a property about a thing you don't even believe exists. That's what you're doing right now. You're saying this thing that doesn't exist has this property. And that's incoherent. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's incoherent statement.
Well, I didn't say God doesn't exist.
I'm saying the thing that you don't believe exists has a property.
Well, listen, I didn't say I don't believe it exists. I said I don't think that you can say it exists or it
That's
doesn't.
the same statement. Both of those would affirm a lack of belief in the existence of. That's why I'm saying it's a negation on both parts. It's a double negation. It's retarded. You got to focus.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you got to tell me more about what I believe.
Listen, all coherent concepts have those two conditions that you can prove or disprove. That's called falsifiability. So a statement that is not falsifiable is what we've been talking, but we're talking about an inversion of that. So it's a little bit more confusing. But that's what falsifiability looks like. A statement that is not falsifiable is both double negated. A falsifiable statement can be proven true or false. That's the condition of a falsifiable statement.
So it can't. So hold on. So it can't be the case that it's not possible to prove or disprove it because it would automatically not exist.
No, it shows that the proposition is fundamentally incoherent. Every statement you're saying about this thing lacks, it doesn't follow logically, thus it's a non sequitur. So absent an observation of unknown object X, the statement it's blue is a non sequitur. But also the statement it's not blue is a non sequitur. So both it's blue and not blue are not true. That's a contradiction. That's what I'm saying. It's an inversion of the law of non-contradiction.
Well, it's either blue or it's not blue.
In a propositional form, but it's not propositional because it's unknown object X. It's just semantic. You only have semantic content there. Semantically, sure, the statement it's blue makes semantic sense, but it doesn't make epistemic sense. In order for it to make epistemic sense, you would need the observation of the thing being a color, and then you would say it's blue. And it's blue would be the logical antecedent of the observation of it being blue. That's why I'm saying,
but all things have color.
Why I'm saying it's a non sequitur. The statement it's blue is a non sequitur absent the observation. That's what's making it a non sequitur.
Man, that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to concede that the observation's not being made. Once you've conceded that part, every statement, affirmation, or denial, it's blue, it's not blue, are both not true. They're not they're non sequiturs. They're not true. It's a contradiction. It's an inverse contradiction here. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's like the mirror or the other side of the contradiction coin. You're looking at the negations rather than the affirmations. And when you're looking at a statement that's logically incoherent, both the affirmation and denial, it's non-propositional. You can't evaluate the truth. You have semantic content, and you think you can evaluate truth because of the semantic content, but that's not the truth conversion here. The truth conversion is you have the statement, and you're looking to see if the statement is true as it corresponds to the state of affairs. That's what you're trying to say is true, that my statement reflects that, this state of affairs. Absent the state of affairs, whatever you just said isn't propositional. It's semantically propositional, but not epistemically. And that's what we care about. In ontology and epistemics, we care about epistemic access, not semantic content.
So God does exist.
Depends on what you mean by God. If you mean the sun in the sky, yeah, that God exists. Is it a God, though? I don't know. I don't know what makes the thing a God, other than a monkey pointed at it and called it a God. But that's true of all gods. All gods got their God status because a monkey pointed at it and called it God. That's the one
Wait, so
common
it
uniting
has to be a
factor.
physical thing and exist in order to be called a god?
No, it would just be pointed at either physically, as in a concrete object, or abstract.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, you mean point at in an abstract sense. Okay.
Or in a physical way. Like some people physically point at God. They point at it. It's a real thing in space-time. It's the sun. The sun is a god, bro, as alleged by other monkeys. Not me. Not me. I'm not making the God claim. But monkeys before me have made that specific God claim from multiple different cultures all over the planet, have all revered the sun as God.
You sound like a retard.
This guy's a genius, dude. You gotta listen to him talk. He's awesome.
No.
No, dude, listen, like have a conversation with him. It's awesome.
God is real.
Address the claim,
great.
anti-nerd.
Yeah. He can't.
Because it's just so fundamentally true that he can't even address it. His mind broke.
Let
Boom.
me tell you something, bro. God is real, bro.
Yup. All right. It's been settled then. No response in 10 seconds. Boom.
I'm just not playing your game. I'm about to ban you too.
You're gonna ban me?
If you're here to fuck around, yeah, I'm not here to fuck around with you, dude.
No. Don't ban me. I'm sorry.
I don't care about your apology either, dude. You're fucking up, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
The whole point of conversations is to share ideas. I'm having a little bit of fun just because that guy joined. I was listening to you. I was engaging before him. All right. I'm good faith. Don't worry about it. I can play around a little bit. I can have a little bit of fun.
I think that when he called you a genius, I think that he was actually being honest.
No, this
I think
isn't
you are
genius
getting
level
to him.
shit.
I think you are getting to him with Igtheism.
Everything that I've said is knuckle dragger level philosophy.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't matter.
It
He
is.
sounds like a young guy. He still didn't hear about Igtheism. Now you're getting to him.
Well, I'm not atheist. I'm agnostic.
Yeah, but I don't really see agnosticism as even a philosophy itself. And
Why not?
Because it's just saying you don't know.
I mean, it's more complex than that.
Not really.
Oh, I guess not. Never mind.
You have
You're
two
the one-
prongs. Either you don't know or it's unknowable. Those are the two main prongs of agnosticism. And I think your brain is saturated with knowledge. It's just dog shit knowledge. Like on the God concept, like you've heard of all kinds of gods, dude. We were just talking about the one in the sky. You've heard of that God.
Yeah, there's like what, thousands of them? So many.
Yeah, but it's like you saying you're agnostic to John's or something. You're not. Like you're not agnostic to John or Alex. You know all kinds of different people.
No, I've never met an Alex.
Well, but you're not agnostic to them. There's famous Alex Baldwin, or he's an Alec Baldwin.
No, that's Alec. That's not Alex.
Who's a famous Alex? Alex Trebek.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Yeah, there you go.
No, but that's Alexander Jones.
Same
not
thing.
Alex.
All Alexes are Alexander.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
No. If your parent names you Alex without Ander,
yeah, but etymologically, it's from Alexander.
Well, no, you're just named Alex. It can be from Alexander, but you
can't fix retard.
Unfortunately, the cure has not been presented to yet, but might be in the future. Who knows?
My ex's sister's name is a typo. Her mom did not know how to spell her name.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. May I ask you what was the name and what was the typo?
It was Susan, and it ended with 2 N's.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And it's all on her birth certificate and everything, so she never fucked with it. No, that's the sad part. This is not high-level fucking philosophy. This is actually just philosophy 101 where you're not gaslit by a bunch of fucking pedantic fucking Jordan Petersons.
Well, I beg to differ because nobody. I mean, I think that most people have never heard of Igtheism. So the very fact that you're actively promoting this philosophy means that very few people heard of it, and you're doing a pretty good job.
Well, what I'm saying is everything in Igtheism is premises that are already true in other philosophies that people are glossing over and not taking into consideration with the weight that they should be given. Like epistemology, like the trick that society did to get us to go and accept semantic content as valid for a prior. That's what's going on. Why atheists will engage in discourse with theists, because they'll accept the definitions, they'll accept the semantics. They don't care if it has anything to do with reality, because the atheists are making a category error. They're approaching the theists with fiction in mind. They're thinking fiction. The atheist has got fiction on their mind talking to the theist. So it's a category error. It doesn't matter that it is a fiction. It doesn't matter that everybody observes the theist doing the fiction. That's completely irrelevant. They're talking about a real thing. That's a modality. You have to address it in the real. Like, I understand that these people are believing in a thing that we believe is fiction, right? But fiction is granted, right? We say I am designing a fictitious character, and when I say that, when I declare it's fiction, you don't get to give me pushback, right? You don't get to do that no more, right? Because it's fiction. Continuity errors, logical contradictions, none of that fucking matters, dude. There's Square Circle Man is my guy, right? He's a superhero. He's an anti-hero. Square Circle Man, right? So look, we got to play by the rules of fiction when we talk fiction. We got to play by the rules of nonfiction when we play nonfiction. And I just don't think the atheist approach where it's fiction helps. And then the other problem, because atheism has two pushbacks with Igtheism. The second of the pushbacks is where the atheist tells me what God is, right? They'll tell me God is a God of classical theism. So the atheist God is the God of classical theism. That's the God they have not stopped believing in. And they keep using it whenever they talk to other theists. So theists, this is what theists do. Like if you have a Christian and say a Hindi, we'll get Abraham out of there. So a Christian and a Hindi. They're both saying my God's real and yours isn't. Both of them are saying that. And they're not taking the non-real God as a real God. They're not doing that function. In their minds, they're locked in that their God is the only God. And so that's their mistake, that they're not taking the other philosophies into mind. When the atheist is doing this, they're doing the same task. They're saying the Yahweh God is not a real God, like my God, the God of classical theism. So they're using the standards of the God of classical theism to argue against gods like Yahweh, right? And they're doing that because adherents of Yahweh are allowing it logically to take place. They're saying things like Yahweh is all loving, right? And in the mind of the theist, when they think of their God, the God of classical theism, that's an all-loving God. So they find this incompatibility between Yahweh and the God of classical theism because they let Yahweh slide in as a God of classical theism when it doesn't have any of the classical attributes. Yet Yahweh lacks all of the classical theist attributes. It's not all powerful. It's not omniscient. It's not all knowing, right? Or all knowing, all places, and all powerful. But for whatever reason, the atheist allows Yahweh in the God of classical theism door so that they can make those kinds of cross references. That these are two examples of the God, and let me show you the inconsistencies. When if they would address it as it should be addressed, where Yahweh is not a God of classical theism. Don't even allow the Christian to say that their God is all powerful. It's not any powerful. It lacks any demonstration. It's not right there, right? They would say it's in spirit, right? So they can't demonstrate any of the omni traits, and then their source material says it's not omni. So I don't know why the atheists are saying that, you know, the God of classical theism is the God that I take seriously in my atheism, and then spend all their time talking about gods of non-classical theism.
Yeah, it's like by the virtue of rejection, they are essentially in a very discreet manner, they are embracing the very concept of a deity.
Yeah, and it's only to hold together atheism so they can talk to theists. For whatever reason, the atheist thinks they need atheism. There is no atheism other than the God of classical theism. So, and that's what I'm saying is, like, when I tell an atheist that some gods exist, and I say things like the sun, they immediately say, well, that's not a God. That's not a real God. That's not the God type that I'm talking about. And
yeah, because the God that they have in mind is the God of classical theism.
Right, and they're not giving good reason. Yeah, they're gaslighting me, and they're not giving me good reason why I should rule the sun out as a God. It's just inconvenient for their atheism. Because
and the funny thing is, when you mention that the sun is a God, now you have put the atheist in a position of theism, where he is arguing for a God, a God of classical theism.
Because the only way to push back that the sun is not a God is to tell me what God is. You have to tell me what God is, and that's the job of a theist. Atheists don't get to tell me what God is, but they do. It's the God of classical theism. They keep
that's
telling
a very
me.
good point.
You see what I'm saying? So they either they do the one of the two things, right? They'll say they lack belief in the existence of God, and I'll say, you know, what's a God, and they won't know what a God is. But then I'll present a God, and they'll say that's not a God, and it's like, well, you said you didn't know what a God is, and then they flip flop. Then they go, well, I do know what it is, and it's an omnimax God. So they're arguing. They're trying to argue both sides because their atheism just doesn't serve them. They need to be able to argue the existence of a God because some gods exist, or they need to be able to argue against some things being God. And then they're in a position of an expert, a God expert, that they know how to look at objects and identify the God property, right? Which is fucking stupid.
It's a pleasure talking to you. I'm going off to sleep. See ya.
Later.
Hey. Listen here, buddy. God's real. I can even prove it.
Doubt it.
I got pictures, bro. What's your most logically sound God doesn't exist argument?
You can't prove it.
Okay, so you don't have proof of the lack of existence. You just have the statement that there's no proof. No, that's not true.
It's 100% true. You've been gaslit to think otherwise.
No, I have a math degree. That's just not true.
So, do you know what an elephant is?
Yeah.
How do you know an elephant's in your room?
You know, there was an absence of a fucking black swan, right? There was no proof of a black swan.
Can we focus? How do you know an elephant is in your room?
What?
If there was an elephant in your room, how would you know it?
Are you talking about if I turn around and one disappeared and he jumped up back into existence and all that?
All right, I'll ask one more time. If I don't hear you engaging, then I'm just gonna remove you.
No, I don't understand, bro. What are you? Sorry, an elephant in my room. How do I not know an elephant?
How would you know there is an elephant in your
room? I suppose I'd see him or hear him.
There'd be evidence of one, right?
Yes.
So the presence of evidence is evidence of presence? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
So it would stand to reason, if that's true, then the inverse is true. That the absence of evidence for an elephant in your room is evidence there's no elephant in your room, right?
Well, there are different types of statements. One is prepositional and the other is, you know.
Are you going to engage or are you just going to bloviate? So the absence of evidence of an elephant in your room is evidence of an elephant not in your room. So the absence of evidence is evidence of absence. What you've been gaslit by is the notion of location. What you've been gaslit by is the notion of location. So when it's asserted to you that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, no location is missing. Because when location is provided, the statement is nonsense. It's absolute, utter dog shit to say that there not being evidence of an elephant in your room is not evidence of there not being an elephant in your room. You have to be a fucking retard to believe that.
Yeah, but no, yeah. There's no evidence of an elephant in my room, correct?
Correct. So
I agree.
location must be given.
No, okay. So, counter to this, does the lack of evidence of an elephant in my room lead to the conclusion that elephants don't exist?
That's a category error. You're talking two different categories. You're talking about
I know. I'm saying that you're categorically
Hang on. You're talking about an
You don't
elephant.
like my lines.
You're talking about an elephant versus elephant. That's two different categories. One's ontology. The other is epistemics and semantics.
Yeah.
Right. So you're
I
conflating.
think the existence of a god would fall into the category of ontology.
No, there's a difference between the existence of a thing that is God and then the general concept of the category of gods. Those are two different things.
No.
Yes, because there's a multitude of
but that's
gods.
like not the point.
It is the point because you're conflating epistemics
That's the point I was trying to make.
But you're conflating epistemics.
I was trying to make
ontology.
a simple point.
Do you not get that you're conflating epistemics and ontology?
No, you were conflating like a physical elephant being in my room and then the existence of elephants that are not in my room.
Reference ontology. The only coherent way to reference ontology is by way of experience. So you would be experiencing something somewhere. That's the proposition. You don't not experience.
Okay, so if I were to tell you that I had an experience of God, would you reject?
See, I can do it too, Gloss. I can tell you when you get to shut up. Just like you were just telling me to shut up right there, where I was in the middle of a sentence and you just start talking. Are you dog shit, dude?
You're funny, dude. You're great.
I'm not being funny. You're a fucking knuckle dragger. Don't come to me like that. You don't come to me and tell me when I'm done fucking talking to you because I'm fucking pushing your stupid philosophy up your ass. You knuckle draggers want to fucking believe that a thing not being right there is not evidence of a thing not being right there because some fucking nerd gaslit you into not paying attention that location given is coherent, location not given is incoherent. Shame on whoever educated you that you didn't know to require location to the statement, there is a thing. Where is there? If they're saying there, then where is the only question you should be given a fuck about. Where? If they can't give you a where, then there is no there. And if there's no there, then the statement there is a God is nonsense. This isn't hard. This is fucking super simple. Yeah, all these fucking philosophers go out and make these stupid fucking maxims or creeds or whatever the fuck stupid statement that shit is. The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. You have to be dumb to believe that. You have to. Something had to have happened where you're not immediately just going, yeah, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Put up, shut up, prove it, right? All these, every time you've ever said prove it or anything like that, you're acknowledging that. You're acknowledging that location is required. Manifestation and location are necessary in the statement X exists. Absent either one of those things, X does not exist. It's just crazy. Like, people just fucking gaslit. It's crazy.
Hello.
Prove it.
Oh, I agree with you. I don't believe in God.
Well,
I was kind of just wondering this. I don't know what you believe in, man. What do you believe in? I can't prove a God. I don't necessarily have a claim to. I just thought I could hear the other perspective too, since I don't really have one.
It sucks, man.
Shit. I'll dip out. Have a good one.
Imagine not having one. That's crazy.
Hello, guys.
Can you prove it?
I'm not here for proving anything, bro. I support non-theism, actually.
So you're saying you can't prove it? Looks like I win. Get wrecked, nerd.
So who's making the claim? Question mark.
Everybody's making a claim. If you're not making a claim, please get out of here.
So is it a 1v3? I don't like 1v3s.
What?
If all of you guys are saying that God isn't real, I'm just only
Bro,
going to debate
we're
some
not
of the guys.
debating. We're having a conversation, and I'm gonna try to unfuck your brain.
Okay. What's the difference between a conversation? This is a debate, man. Come on, just say what it is.
I'm not
I
really
think God
interested
is
in
real.
debates, dude. I'm more interested in just hearing what you believe and then having a conversation about why you believe it.
Okay. So it's just a conversation. You say what you think, I say what I think, and that's
Well,
it.
I usually start off with asking my interlocutor if they can prove the existence of a God thing.
Your mic just cut out mid-sentence.
I was saying I usually ask my interlocutor if they can prove the existence of a God thing.
Okay. Well, it's a
Can
conversation. It's not a debate, right?
Can you prove the existence of a God thing?
Can I prove it? Like a factual black on white paper proof?
No. Can you show it's real?
No, I can't show it.
Then I win. Get wrecked, nerd.
Fucking dominated.
So it's a debate?
No.
Anyways,
So
well,
what do you win?
There can't be a debate when I win like that.
So it was a debate. You're such a deceiver, man.
Did you not hear what I just said? There can't be a debate when I win like that. If that's all it takes for me to win, what the fuck would we be debating? Our imagination?
No, if there isn't a God, then how does the universe exist?
We wouldn't know because any declaration we make about it's going to be a non sequitur because we can't observe it.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is it a thing in science where we don't have a direct proof of something, but is the most logical conclusion we can draw of a situation, therefore we treat it as the
Well, you
truth?
would be talking about a statistical analysis.
Somewhat. Would you take it as black and white evidence of something? Or
When
as a
it
fact?
comes to ontology, it's black and white.
Right, so God is the only is the most logical theory we have
Yeah, it's a
so
non sequitur.
far. Okay, but
That's a
same
non sequitur,
theory.
though. Yeah, but it would lead to
Sure.
a contradiction.
Which would be the contradiction?
Any statement you make about God in the form of unknown object X is going to be lead to it's going to be a non sequitur, which is going to cause it to entail contradictions.
Okay, is there any acts within the world that would go directly against the possibility of God existing? Meaning, if we see something randomly
Well, that's
float
not how
that has
that
weight,
that's not how that works. Existence
Not-
isn't a possibility. It's an
you're trying to be a step
actuality.
ahead. I just want you to answer the question, though.
I am. I'm saying existence is not a possibility. It's an actuality.
I understand. My question right now is there anything in existence that we know of that would contradict the existence of God? Meaning, because it exists, God
Yeah,
cannot
God's
exist.
non-existence.
Something
That's
that
true.
is, not
That's
something
true of
that isn't.
everything, though. Like if you ask
The
what would
non-exist-
can I finish? If you ask
Yeah, you
like what would contradict the notion of an apple's existence, I would say an apple's non-existence.
That's not a thing. I'm asking, is there something that directly contradicts its existence?
Yeah, not A. Do you not know the law of non-contradiction?
No, I don't.
Well, it's just generally it's the second law. So the first law of logic is A equals A. That's the law of identity. Okay. And
Okay, but you can't prove God non-existence.
And then this, yes, you can. And then the second law is the law of non-contradiction, which is A is it does not equal A is a contradiction. A does not equal A is a contradiction.
You can prove God doesn't exist.
Prove all kinds of gods don't exist.
Okay, the Abrahamic God.
Yeah, it's just simple external critique. So the Abrahamic God allegedly created reality from nothing, like around 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. We know that did not happen. So the entity responsible for doing it never existed.
Am I the only one that didn't hear anything?
What do you mean?
Like your mic just out of nowhere, like the volume just reduced.
That's fine.
What's
Just
fine for
repeat
you?
yourself.
I
Yeah, I didn't hear
I was saying a simple external critique.
Okay, I just couldn't hear anything. Like your mic just almost cut off for me. So how
Like-
can you factually prove that God doesn't exist? Like, what
It
evidence do you
depends
have?
on what you mean by God.
The Abrahamic God.
I just proved it doesn't exist.
But I didn't hear.
Oh. So the Christian God monster Yahweh is alleged to have created the planet 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. Science has overwhelmingly demonstrated that is retarded as fuck. So the entity responsible for creating a planet 6,000 to 10,000 years ago is fiction, imaginary, so therefore does not exist.
Yeah, but the Abrahamic God could also be the God in Islam or Judaism.
Yeah, all of them. All
of them
Abrahamic
believe.
religions are now invalidated because their shit's retarded.
But they don't all believe that, do they?
They have to.
No.
That's literally their origin story, dude.
How? Where does it say in the Quran or the Hebrew Bible? No, what is it? Fuck. What's the name of the Jewish
Genesis.
scripture? No, the Jewish scripture. Torah.
I mean, we could
Torah.
could do it any number of ways. Like, for example, the Christian God monster Yahweh is alleged to have created human beings from clay. We know that we are monkeys, so that shit's retarded.
How can you physically? I don't think we fact. I think there's a possibility that we're not monkeys.
We are 100% speaking monkey right now.
Speaking
and I mean,
monkey.
Yeah, I mean that in the exact same way as if I said mammal or fish. Like,
We're the only mammal that speaks this way. That's not a.
That's
It's
true.
not normal for a monkey to speak.
No, I didn't say it was normal. I just said we're speaking monkey. And so if you understand me right now,
speaking a human language is
monkey.
It's very specific to my race. I mean, my species.
Yeah, monkey, but we're still monkey. It's like vertebrate. We're speaking vertebrate right now.
Okay, so your argument to show evidence that the Abrahamic God isn't real is that allegedly the Earth was created 7,000 years ago in the Bible.
Well, you don't like that one. It's harder to articulate that one. That's a whole conversation. This one's simple, right? The Christian God monster Yahweh created man from clay. We know that is overwhelmingly retarded shit that requires entire magic, and clay is organic substance. So it's just retarded. It's completely.
It would be clay from. Okay, how does it disprove the existence of God?
Because that entity that did that didn't exist, because that never happened.
Do you think
it's an external critique. It requires that you buy into the fact that you can understand me because you're a monkey.
Okay, so you're trying to limit a being that created science by science.
I'm not limiting anything. The Bible
you're
describes
saying
it as functionally retarded.
Okay, so in the hypothetical case that God exists, a being that's capable of anything, you're saying because he created us out of clay.
I don't care that it's capable of anything, and it's not capable of anything.
Okay, I'll let you finish. You're not gonna let me finish.
Well, you're factually wrong. That's why I'm interrupting, because there's no point in you continuing when you're factually wrong.
Okay, what was I gonna say? Tell me.
Well, you said that it can do anything, and it can't. It literally fucked up by Genesis 6:6. It repented the Lord that he had made man because.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Abrahamic God. So okay, let's exclude the Bible.
6:6. No.
Okay, exclude the Bible.
No.
Yeah, use the Quran and the Torah. Come on, man. Okay, just the Quran. Come on, man.
I'm not using the Bible. I'm citing Genesis.
Isn't that a part of the Bible?
It's part of the Quran and it's part of the Torah. They're all foundational. This is like the most foundational document in all three Abrahamic religions.
No, not in the Quran. It's not in Islamic.
It is. You guys have Genesis, but there is differences. But the clay shit, that's true.
No, we don't. Where does
yes, you do?
Where?
You have an origin story.
We have the Hadith and the Quran. That's it.
You have an origin story.
An origin story. Okay, yes. We were created from clay. I'll accept that.
Because you have the same. Listen, man. For fuck's sake, dude, learn your own goddamn religion.
I did.
Islam is a derivative of Judaism.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's an Abrahamic faith, dude. Abrahamic faith.
But the Quran doesn't derive from the...
No. You're not hearing me. It's an Abrahamic faith. So...
Yes.
You stop, dude, and show that you're listening and not just over-talking. That is one of my peeves, dude. I cannot stand when somebody yeses and makes noise I don't need it. I don't need you to do that. That shit's you're doing it now, dude. This is gonna snowball to me banning you.
It's a habit. It's a habit. I can't change.
You need to break your goddamn habit. That's what you need to do. You need to stop it. So mute your fucking microphone if you can't stop doing that. I don't care how much you spurg on your side of the microphone if I can't fucking hear it. Are we clear?
Stop interrupting me, I swear.
Okay, shut the fuck up, though. Go fuck yourself. Your prophet's a pedophile. Oh, retard. You're server muted. Try paying attention, dude, and respect your interlocutors. Now go fuck yourself. Send your mother my way. Yeah, he probably is. Fucking knuckle dragging piece of shit. Fucking retard doesn't even know his own goddamn religion. I'm so sick of these fucking morons not knowing their own shit.
I was trying to look up the clay thing.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly we're all like magic dirt creatures.
Well, actually, didn't Eve come from Adam's rib, so it was like fucking incest in the same DNA?
It's more like masturbation.
Hmm.
Still weird, though. But I guess it depends on how hot you are. Like, we're assuming that Eve and Adam were like 15 out of 10.
And Eden, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime I imagine Eve, she is insanely gorgeous in my brain and completely naked.
Oh, you think of me cute.
No, I mean the real Eve.
Dude, I know. I never really thought about what she'd look like. But yeah, she would be like temptation, right?
Well, I mean, if you buy the bullshit, she would be the most insanely hot organism ever invented. Like, ever. Because the cosmic pedo Yahweh created her perfect.
I always kind of thought of her as just shitty just because of what she does.
Well, she was retarded. It's not her fault. Both of them were retarded. God said don't, but they literally didn't speak don't. They had no concept of don't. They just literally could not understand what it even meant for, like, not obeying God. Like, they could have logically understood it, but it would have made no real sense to them, right? At all. Like, the concept is broken because it would be one thing if they defined eating the fruit as a specific task that you weren't able to do. But since they define sin as just not, obeying God, it just becomes completely incoherent to tell two entities who can't understand what sin is. They cannot understand what it even means to disobey God. They literally can't understand that concept. So as God is like pointing at the fruit, he's like, do you see the fruit? And they're both like, yeah. And he's like, and I don't want you to eat this fruit. And they're like, okay. And then God's all like, so you understand. And they're like, we don't have the slightest fucking clue what you just said. Like, we heard the words, but they literally made 0 sense at all. We just could not understand it. And God was like, all right, so you see everything else? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, you know how when I tell you you can fuck with it, you can do it? And they're like, hell yeah, perfectly makes sense. Totally understand that. That is absolutely fine. And then he's like, all right, now you see that tree? It would be a sin to look at that tree. And then all of a sudden, it is impossible for them to see that tree because it was a sin. That's all it took. Like, they can't understand that function because it was in the fruit. He was saying to them that you had to eat before you can understand. Right? Like, he's like saying that. He's like, all right, you see everything, all the fruit. And everybody's like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, but of chicka chugu boogu doopoo too. Do you understand what I just said? But what he really said was, of this fruit you cannot eat. But since that concept is a sin, they had no idea what he said. It literally like deleted it in real time. It's the weirdest concept. And the reason we gotta stretch our mind into the weirdest imaginations possible to try to talk about this shit is because the shit's retarded. We're trying to retard. Like, it's like dividing by 0, right? You can do it by you just not dividing. Like, that's all you have to do to divide by 0. You just don't divide. That's it. You're done. Like, you did not divide it, so it's whole, whatever it is. But yeah, they just can't get it. Their brains are broken. Like, the crazy thing is like God could have been like, all right, check it out. This one time, what I want you guys to do is eat a little bit of the fruit. Don't eat the whole fruit, just take a bite. And then they would have bit. And then for like 30 minutes, they would have totally understood how it's super fucked up for them to eat the fruit. But like their first thought would have been like, they would have been completely innocent. Then they would have bit down on the fruit and they would have just asked God, why the fuck did you just feed this to me? Why? But like immediately would have done that because it would have made sense. Like as soon as they ate it, boom, they would have been like, oh shit, this is fucked up. But then the question is, why did God give it to him to like here's the thing. The whole time he was instructing them to like live, like they were standing there all naked, which is a sin technically, right? Because after they ate the fruit, they covered up. So it's just sinful to be naked, right? It's imprudent, right? It's imprudent, immodest to be naked. So as soon as they ate the fruit, they became aware of that, like immediately. And so they covered up. And that was why the God monster pedo Yahweh asked them, who told you that it was a sin? And they were like, well, I mean, we just know, right? And the thing was is they were doing it the whole time, right? Walking around, fucking jollies hanging out, Adam's, 9-inch flaccid cock just dangling everywhere, just rubbing up on Eve. Like every time she's like trying to bake some stuff, his dick is just like in the way, right? And she's just naked. So it's like just this orgy in the Garden of Eden. It's like a nonstop orgy. And Eve is just pumping them out. Just pow, 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 just pumping them out, right? And maintaining perfection, though. She's perfect, right? So no like getting old mom body. I mean, she's like 900 fucking, or however old, right? So she's just naked the whole time. Then they eat the fruit, and it's like, oh shit. So, the thing is like we could have been raping each other, murdering each other, doing all kinds of vile, horrible things, just as long as we didn't eat that fruit. That's it. That's the only problem. Don't eat the fruit, but literally anything else, right? Genocide on just babies, whatever, doesn't matter. Completely immoral or amoral. Just don't eat the fruit, right? It's so psychotic. I mean, it's so psychotic. If they had followed the instructions, right? If for whatever, let's just say like, they were going to eat the fruit, but like a rhino was in the garden with them and it like picked Eve up and it ran her off and, she got lost and, just whatever, right? Couldn't find her way back to the Garden of Eden and never got a chance to eat the fruit. Then, I mean, all kinds of horrific things could be happening on planet Earth and it just wouldn't matter at all because we dodged a bullet way back when and never ate the fruit. That is a logical entailment of the Christian model if you adjust for the immediacy of the fall, right? Because that's why chapter 6 is like literally right there. Immediately in the Bible that everything got all fucked up. Like immediately. Like immediately narratively. Like within the first segment of the whole entire fucking story that everything just went wrong. Now, the immediacy of that action is actually a long time. There's like a long period of time, but it was like immediate. It was like in the story, it's like God is so incompetent by chapter 6, he fucked up. Well, actually, he fucked up immediately as soon as he put the tree in the garden, but because he could have just put like a force field around it. He could have stopped himself mid-sentence. He could just be like, all right, you can do whatever you want, but don't eat that tree because if you actually, hold on, never mind, scratch that. And then there's like a force field, an impenetrable force field around the tree. Problem solved, right? And then he could have walked out, never given a fuck. But what'd he do? Told him exactly where the thing was that he didn't want them to fuck with. Because he could have hid the tree in like a sea of like all different kinds of trees that aren't that tree, but look very close to that tree. And it would like move around and it would be really hard to find. He could have done that too. Could have literally done anything to prevent, but he's like, he led them to the tree and picked at one of the fruits. And he's like, you see this fruit right here? This super delicious fruit that is literally 1 inch from your face. Do you see it? Don't eat it. Don't eat this one right here. This most you see what I'm saying? He led them right to it because it's all retarded from the very beginning. From the first clause, it is functionally retarded. You have to be a toddler to believe it. This is why adults don't. Adults don't believe it. Adults like ignore it, right? Tell you it's hyperbole.
It's a hard story to take seriously. All powerful God let a little serpent talk to Eve. That's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It just seems mean to be like, hey, I'm gonna create you and make it so childbirth is really painful because I knew you were gonna do this. This, the like person living in a whale, the flood. I'm trying to think.
Do what?
Oh yeah, the earth. I'm trying to think of the like all those things just become like it always sounded to me just like as you said, like hyperbole or whatever. And like a lot of Christians will be like, don't take it fucking seriously. It's like a metaphor, you know? The earth being created in 7 days, that one too.
Yeah. They got all kinds of different ways to conceptualize their nonsense. Anytime you point at some incoherency, their immediate go-to response is to try to somehow justify it rather than just accept that it's nonsense. They can't, and they will refuse to do that part. They will just keep trying to find different ways to use magic and cast a new spell.
Took my coworker home tonight. I drove him home, you know? And he was like, I did not mean to do that. He was just telling me like, he knows I've been stressed. He was like, God's gonna help you. I'm gonna pray for you and all that stuff. And I didn't even have the heart to like fucking tell him off, you know? His mom just died. Hate living in the South sometimes, yo. Usually when people say like, I'll pray for you, I usually have to say something rude back.
I'll just tell them, no, I'm good.
I'll pass, thank you. Like my stepmom used to say that shit. I prayed for you, and I'm like, please leave me the fuck alone.
There we go. Welcome to the server, everybody. Hello, everyone. My name is Horace Ryder. I'm here to debate about the existence of a God to an atheist or agnostic people, so I can make them believe in God and make their life more meaningful. So, is anyone here for the conversation? Hello? Is anyone here for the conversation?
Brother, are you finally ready to lose the debate?